Just making myself comfortable while I wait for inspiration. Wait a minute. Hello everyone, I'm Arianna Fox and I am so excited that finally I am making a new YouTube video. So today's YouTube video is all about inspiration and finding inspiration in the times where your brain is practically stuck. One of the most popular methods of inspiration that people talk about that they just can't seem to find, and they even named it too, they call it writer's block. And there was a story once about a man who was handicapped. I believe that he had lost both of his arms or both of his legs. And he came into a schoolroom and had a cap on it that said handy. And he said, by the end of this talk, I want people to know that this cap is my only handicap. And in that same manner, I will say that I'm a writer, obviously, and this is a block. Cool, positive block, actually, but it's a block. And this is my writer's block. This is my only writer's block because whenever I'm out of inspiration, I always do what I'm about to tell you in my video, and that is to make and create inspiration, as opposed to just look around for it and be like, I have this block in front of me. Move the block. So, with that being said, let's delve right into it. One of the biggest things is I'm looking, or actually they usually say, I'm waiting for inspiration. In fact, there was a meme that I saw that was actually pretty hilarious, but it was a meme with a cat that was laying like this. And it said on the meme, I'm not lazy, I'm just waiting for inspiration to hit me. And then the next thing, maybe had it curled up or something, and it said, it should come anytime now. And that's the society and that's the mindset that a lot of people are in right now, is just waiting around for inspiration. And to be completely honest here, if you're just constantly waiting around for inspiration, it may never come. And that's why you have to either look for and seek or create inspiration. Imagine it like a game of hide and seek. This is what I like to imagine. If you're playing a game of hide and seek, you are not just gonna look around and say, I'm just gonna wait until the seeker decides to come out and tell me where he's been hiding. That doesn't happen. You have to look for the person because that's what it is. Hide and go seek. You don't just do the same thing for inspiration. You don't just, I'm just gonna wait for inspiration to show itself. No, that's not how it works. You have to look for it. And what I mean by that is maybe take a walk or search images on Google, or even there are writing prompts and things, but you have to actually look for it and search for it and seek it. And when you're out or you're in a garden or you're taking a walk, write down like a list of things you see, maybe flowers or plants or a certain thing that happened or a bee that zoomed across, and just write about that. If you are a writer and you have writer's block, then the best thing to do is to do that, and that is go out, write down a list of things, and just write about those things, like as crazy as it may seem, and even as off topic as it may seem from what you're actually trying to write. Like, for example, if you're wanting to write an essay about rivers and you just can't think of anything, if you go and take a walk or something, and then you write down some things you see. Say there was a bee that was buzzing from flower to flower. Then go back home and write about that. A bee buzzes from a flower to a flower. And just continue that storyline. And hopefully that should give you enough inspiration to keep at least writing. And what I like to call the writer fall, it's like a waterfall, but for writers, it's keep the writer fall flowing. And that is, you want to keep that creative juice, the writer fall, to keep flowing and keep falling, because that is what you definitely want for you and for your writing career or writing anything. If you're not a writer and you're just waiting for inspiration, like art inspiration or dancing inspiration or some kind of more creative type inspiration or anything like that, or even arts and crafts or, painting Nerf guns, whatever it is, then look for inspiration, because Google, YouTube, the internet, pretty much all aspects of the internet is extremely, extremely full of information and inspiration if you're looking hard enough. So that's what I would say and what I would suggest, is to seek and to create inspiration. And if you've been looking around for so long trying to find inspiration but you simply just can't get it, then create it. And what I mean by that is, say you don't know what to write about. Well, what would it be like if you had wings? Well, that's an odd subject, but seriously, what would it be like if you had wings? Let's write about that. Anything that you just randomly think of, there are always those times at night when you just come up with these crazy ideas. You're in bed, you're just thinking, and you come up with these like crazy ideas, and you're like, where did those come from? I guess somewhere deep down in mind headquarters or whatever. But use that. You say, what if my pet was a dragon? What if my pet was a dragon? I should write about that. And use all those crazy ideas that seem like they're just not really very valid, and turn them into something that can be valid. And if you think about every night, you think about your pet cat transforming into a fire-breathing dragon, then write about it. Say, my cat suddenly grew scales and started breathing fire. I mean, whatever it is. And if you're not a writer or an author, it's the same rule still applies. If you still wanted your cat to be turning into a fire-breathing dragon, then draw about it. Like, And inspiration and motivation, just to make this clear here, but inspiration and motivation are very different subjects from talent. Inspiration and motivation is just ideas. You have to enforce those ideas, put those ideas into practice, and put those ideas into play, so that way you actually can expand and expound on those ideas. And that has nothing to do with talent either. And oh man, I can't draw. That's not, you don't have inspiration. You might have lots of inspiration, but that's a whole other subject. But still, inspiration and motivation are not the same things as talent, or as, I can't draw, or I can't write, or I can't do this, can't do that. Those are actually called excuses, by the way. But anyway, all the same, those are just my little nuggets, and I would put in that picture of nuggets like I did last time, but I think it's growing old. So, my little nuggets of just thoughts, and remember, if you need inspiration, then look for it, search for it, create it. Because, for example, this light bulb right here, I had to go into the other bedroom and search in the drawers for a cool looking light bulb for this video, and I had to look for it. Now, if I were like, man, you know what would be really cool? I should add in a light bulb to this video. That would make things like really cool. Oh well, I guess I'll just wait for someone to come in and hand me a light bulb. No, I had to go look for the light bulb. So that's another example, so woohoo! Also remember that if you have writer's block or artist block or any other types of block or this little positivity block, that just move the block aside, because there is actually a quote that says if you have writer's block, move the block. But just move the block aside and say, okay, I'm going to force myself to work hard and to get that mindset of inspired mindset, that motivated mindset, and work off of that. So anyway, that's that, and please let me know what you think in the comments. So yes, please, like, subscribe, and comment, please. And I look forward to seeing your thoughts and for the next YouTube video. So woot of the woot of the woot, and I am Arianna Fox. Thank you so much for watching.